So maybe walk us through your career progression and how you ended up as president of FTA.
Yeah. Do you want me to start like at infant or, a little beyond that? You
I
all
guess
tell me
maybe
what's
like
best.
post college. How about that?
Okay, let's do that. So, when I got out of college, I think I was probably in the place where a lot of my, college buddies where it's like, okay, now what? I actually have to go do something. So, I was a big fan of movies. So I went and worked for I was a manager of a multiplex movie theater. Because you kind of are like, okay, well, I like movies, I like watching movies. What could be better
Mhm.
than, working at a multiplex movie theater? And I worked there for about 3 months. I got identified as someone who was like, you know what, you're management material. Let's put you through training. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I went to training, and I got to tell you, I saw some really horrible things, and it didn't go like I had thought it was. I was like, I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life, and then I gave my 2 weeks notice, and it was the only time I think I've ever made like a snap judgment on my job or my career and just said, you know what, this isn't for me. Now, I will tell you that my friends and family were very disappointed in my decision making, only because they no longer got free popcorn, Coke, and movie tickets. But, I had to go back and do some soul searching. And for the first time, I went back to my college. I knocked on the door of the guidance counselor there, who I'd never spoken to prior. And I said, hey, I need some direction. And lovely woman in the office said, hey, let's talk about your degree. Let's talk about what you like. And it was probably like a 15-minute conversation. She reaches behind her head, pulls, remember the old tabs on a piece of paper, with phone numbers on them? She pulled one off and said, call this guy. And it was an internship for a nonprofit in downtown DC. I called, got an interview, and I got an internship. That internship turned into a job. And what I really found out was I really enjoyed the nature of nonprofit work, especially on the trade association side, because at any point, any day, you could be doing something entirely different and very interesting. I got to work on Y2K stuff when the world was going to, basically somehow overturn and, topple itself with the Y2K problem. That was a heck of a lot of fun for, a young person coming out of college. So, that got me started in the nonprofit career. Since then, I've been in uh, the world of, let's see here, local elected officials, IT, consumer electronics, automotive aftermarket certification programs, and then now with the FTA. For me, I get a lot of enjoyment out of working with volunteers, working with different types of businesses and industry, really with individuals who are passionate about what they do and driving an industry forward.
So following on that, sort of for-profit leadership, nonprofit leadership. What do you think are some of those unique challenges on the nonprofit side? Because I think it feels like there are definitely some differences and unique challenges there.
There are, and I think maybe the word nonprofit isn't always the best descriptor of a company like the FTA or TLMI or ARC or AICC, any of those folks who are in our industry with us. And I think sometimes we're a tax exempt business, sometimes we're a charity, sometimes we're a volunteer management organization, and nonprofit makes it sound like we are always charity all the time. And the reality is I think we have to be three parts. I think we have to be a for-profit business in some of the things we do. The organization does have to make some money so it can keep going for the betterment of the industry and its members. I think we also have to be in this area where there's going to be some programs that are going to be break even or investments where, like we have to build community among our industry folks. Like right now, we just launched uh, Lift, which is our new emerging leaders group. And that's an investment in really the future of this industry. And then there's the charity aspect of what we do. And really, where I think most organizations or all nonprofits really need to have is a way to truly give back. And for us, we have a great partnership with the Phoenix Challenge, but we also have scholarship programs. And this is an area that we're looking to help evolve even further, especially with the workforce challenges that the flexo industry has, and really trying to go out there and find that next generation of talent